Hi there, guys. This is Jody again. Okay, so I want to come over here and I want to talk about workspace for porting and polishing jobs, and the tools necessary and the things that you can do to maybe help yourself out, maybe save you a little bit of time, guys. So, in working with any type of power tools, safety equipment, guys. It's really a great idea to start getting into the habits ahead of time to go ahead and wear safety glasses. But with all that basic stuff out of the way, and I'm sure you already do this, but with all that stuff out of the way, let's go right into it. So first of all, I know you see that I've got an extremely bright light right here that's pointed at my workstation. Anytime you're doing porting work or anything, it's really a good idea to go ahead and get something like this set up, as well as if you'll notice right here, I also have another little LED light that's extremely bright that I've got set up on my workstation so that I can set it underneath jugs and do things like that and be able to get into some of those tight areas. Okay, so that's the number one thing. First of all, is lighting, a good light source. Second, bits and and rotary tools. So first of all, they make a few different types of rotary tools, and I've got a few of them out here on the bench here. This is a little mini handheld rotary. It's just a tiny little guy. Not a whole lot of torque in this motor, guys. It doesn't have continuous or variable adjustments on it. It's really just kind of a basic entry level. I can't afford much, but still want to do some of my own work. This will get you done. It's just going to take a long time, to get through it, and it's gonna, you're gonna have to take breaks in between cuts and things like that to make sure that the material stays cool enough. It's something a lot of these guys I notice don't do, is they don't worry about distorting the aluminum. Too much heat into a head or your cylinder head, you can start getting into distortions and things like that, guys. So that's number one, rotary. Now, I've got another one here I wanted to show you. This is a rotary tool, okay, with a flex shaft attached to it. And this is your basic, Dremel. It just goes on the stand, kind of hangs up like this here. And then on the side right here, it has an adjustment for variation so that you can variate the speed that way. The issue is that if you're making, a cut that you need to go fast and then slow down towards the edges, you don't really have a lot of control over that. As well, the on and off switch is dead on the top. Okay. Now, with that being said, it usually makes it a little bit more difficult to get in and do some of the stuff you need to do. The bits, you can notice the head on this one is chewed up. See if I can get that to focus. Chewed up a little bit. You kind of got to stick something in that hole right there. If you still got the little tool that came with it. If not, you stick another bit in there, loosen up those and change your bits. But the other thing is, and I brought out the big ones, guys, so you can see kind of more like what they look like. These are tungsten bits, and these are a lot larger. We're on 1/8 inch tools right here. These are 1/4 inch bits. But these are designed for a larger rotary tool as well, and we'll get into some of that. I'll show you some of that here in a minute. But these help make fast work of getting the metal and the base going. And then once you've gotten down into your size and kind of where you want to be, then you've got these tools here, things like these here, and your other tools that come along. There's tons of them, guys, that we could sit here in half a day going through the different types of bits that there is, from the sanding discs to the to the polishing discs, to the cutoff wheels, to the grinding stones, diamond head bits, tungsten carbide, sanders, you name it. And it's the wool wheels and all that stuff. I've got tons of that stuff. How much of that you'll actually use on your particular job, I don't know. Some guys will go in there with a tungsten bit, and then that's it, and leave it rough. But if the purpose is to get rid of a 1/2 millimeter because it's causing turbulence in the cylinder, and you're cutting those deep grooves in there, and you're causing basically, you know, you're fighting one battle for another. You just basically ruin something for no, you know, no good reason. Now, this last rotary tool, guys, this is a shaft, you know, flexible shaft-driven style rotary. It's got a, you know, heavy duty. This is more like a jeweler's. And then if you look down here, it's got a foot pedal. Now, if I put this bit right here and I put this foot pedal, this thing gives the same amount of torque. Excuse me. Oh, threw it right off the thing. Hold on. I've got a little hole that this slides into. Sorry, guys. That was funny. Anyway, that's what I get for trying to hold it way down here. Anyway, this gives the same amount of torque at low speed as it does at high speed. So it's the same amount that it gives it right there is the same amount that it has there. Now, with that said, if you're working on a piece, like say this intake here, and see if I can hold this, and you don't want to heat that piece up, you go ahead and put your foot on there, you'd start your cut, and you can start that at real low, excuse me, real low right there. And you see how I'm just barely getting in there? And you can hear it's just barely moving, but it still has full torque, even at low RPM, which is what you want. You want to be able to dig in and get some of that material out of there without having to heat it up. So anyway, guys, this is a few things I just wanted to go through and show you on rotary tools and different porting, you know, kind of getting started. We'll go into a little bit of technique and things like that later at a different date, but for now, we appreciate you staying with us, and thank you very much. God bless you.